Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I'm happy to be here.
Good. Glad to hear you say that. Hey, have you ever heard of Henry Davis II?
That's a president, right?
No.
Who am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of President Henry Davis II.
We had a Henry Harrison, a Henry Ford.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Harrison probably.
Henry B. Eyring. What? Let me see. President Davis. We had a Jefferson Davis. I don't know if we had, but that was the Confederacy.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I meant. That's what I meant when I said was that one of our presidents. I meant the Confederacy. You're right, Tim.
You're right. Thanks.
So I grabbed Douglas and left Edward unconscious on the floor. I was able to escape safely before the law arrived and am now making this post back home safely. Hopefully the police will apprehend Edward as I was diligent enough to plant some hardcore drugs in his pocket. That is all Davis out.
Diligent enough.
Things I learned last night.
No, Henry Davis II. Here's a picture of him. Okay. This was, you know exactly when this photo was taken.
Okay, wait. What is going on the floor in the background? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think this might have been 2020.
Oh, okay.
Given the chaos at the
scattered
store.
around.
Yeah.
This looks like a guy that you got into an argument with on Facebook. And you're just like, so your whole episode is, have you ever heard of Henry Davis? That's really funny that you've had some weird Facebook beef with somebody.
This guy that I'm mad
at. And so for the audio listener, he looks like the kind of guy who would say, he would go in the comments section, like he would go on like a pretty girl's Instagram and he would just comment 7.5. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looks like that kind of guy.
And it's not even like a picture that you would expect a comment like that. It's like a picture of her with her family.
Like a beach yes. It's her and her mom, and you don't know which one he's talking about.
Who is he talking about? I don't know. So Henry Davis is an interesting character on
Henry
the
Davis II.
Henry Davis II. His Instagram handle is Henry Davis 1900. And it's interesting.
Oh, this is for real. And is there a person we're talking about?
Yeah. Because this guy, I want you to look at him, right? Okay. I want you to just take him in.
Yeah.
This guy has 734,000 followers on Instagram.
Okay.
And like a cult following on Instagram. And it's interesting if you go back over the years.
So for genuine though, for real, if you're listening, he's wearing a leather jacket with an American flag patch and a Bass Pro hat. And he's probably 44?
I mean, I would guess he's over 50.
You would guess over 50?
Is what I would guess. But that's just me.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. I want to probably kick off this episode by referencing a brand new YouTuber. I believe brand new, a newish YouTuber. His name is literally August. He did some investigative journalism on this guy. How I ended up finding this video, I don't understand.
What wormhole are we about to go into?
But
you know what I think it is? It's the stories that I know where we're going is where I interrupt more. I've realized.
Yeah,
because this is something where I go.
Okay, tell me.
I need to know what happens.
Yeah. That's fair. But so August, this relatively new YouTuber, did some investigative journalism on this guy because it's strange. He got really big, 734,000 Instagram followers, kind of a cult following on Instagram. But you look at his content and it's a little strange that he has such a large following because he's posting selfies like this, and a lot of times he's got captions or interesting things going on.
You say this, but you've put the same selfie up 3 times now.
Well, because now that I'm looking at it, all the other pictures I have are parts of the story, and so I don't have any other examples of him posting like. So he's posting stuff like that, and then he'll post like honestly,
there's no expression on his face, guys. Yeah. He's just straight up looking at the camera like the Gen Z stare. Yeah,
kind of, and he'll post stuff like. Sometimes he posts stuff that has like a caption that's like a long story, but sometimes he's just posting stuff. It's like, I'm at the coffee shop or whatever. Like it's very just like some dude just kind of documenting his life. Very typical like older guy on social media.
Okay.
But he's got this huge following. On the other hand, there's some kind of storyline arcs on his Instagram that appear to be the reason for his following. And so if you go back through the timeline for him, in the early days of his Instagram, like late 2010s, he's kind of pretty political. There's a lot of political content, and those do decent, like a few hundred likes on those. But somewhere in the late 2010s, there's this pivot, and there's a moment where he posts this picture of him and his son. And his son, I don't know if you can tell from this picture, is an emo kid.
Yeah, this is a very blurry image on our
it's because well, I'll explain why later. Okay. There's a reason. Most of these images are going to be pretty dang blurry, but there's a reason for that.
Okay.
And so he posts this picture with his son, who's an emo kid.
Why does his hand look weird? Is this part of it? Like his hand on his shoulder?
I think it's just the
picture's
blurry? Really blurry.
So his son is an emo kid.
His son's an emo kid, yeah. And so he posts this picture with his son and basically tells this story about how him and his son have a pretty estranged relationship.
Yeah.
Because his son kind of got mixed up with the wrong crowd into a weird scene.
Wrong crowd?
Yeah.
As in like the Tumblr kids?
Kinda. And it becomes like this sort of issue for him and his family. And then it becomes a thing where every few posts, this storyline of the relationship of him and his son, his emo son named Edward, just kind of keeps sinking back into his Instagram feed.
Okay.
And so you see stuff like this. All of a sudden, one day, there's a post that says this.
It's a very long
I'll let
paragraph.
you read it.
Okay. Woke up from my... Okay, I'm just going to read it the way I think he talks.
Okay.
Woke up from my evening nap to the sound of glass shattering and young voices shouting. I instinctively grabbed my Mossberg 500 out from below my bed and ran to the driveway. To my surprise, Tagere was no one to be seen. I checked my car and saw the damage. I looked closer inside the shattered window to see something terrifying laying on the seat. A single fingerless glove. There's only one explanation for this. My eldest son, at Edward Henry Davis, is back to making my life hell for revenge. This time I'm going to put an end to it. Davis out. Okay.
And so this just kind of cryptically hits his feed. And when he does this...
Okay. Someone damaged his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's saying there was a single fingerless glove.
And he's like, it has to be my emo son.
So it's like a bit. He's doing this like, oh, he left his calling card behind.
He left his calling card. No, I think he's like, oh, it has to be my son's because he's one of those weird emos and they wear the fingerless gloves. Or he's like, I recognize that glove. It's my son's weird emo
And what
glove.
year was that posted?
This was 271 weeks ago.
So 2020?
Yeah, something like that. And this was a change for him. Because before this moment, his post would get a few hundred likes. This got 2,000 likes. And so this was a change in the storyline for Edward Davis. Or not Edward Davis. For Edward Davis.
Yeah,
for Henry Davis. For Henry Davis. And so he continued posting the same kind of stuff he would post, but every few posts...
I have no idea how I'm going to do thumbnails for this video or how I'm going to promote this video at all, other than go look at this guy's Instagram. This is not a paid ad, by the way.
Go look at this guy's Instagram.
Question mark?
Every few posts he would post.
How often is he posting?
I don't know how often he's posting, but I mean, regularly enough that people are like a part of the story, like excited.
Okay. Okay.
And so he goes, it becomes a thing where now every few posts, there's kind of a new installment into the storyline between him and his son.
Sure.
And so then we start seeing things like this show up on his feed. And this is going to be blurry. You're going to have to...
Okay, I can read. But so for the audio listener, it's in the woods and he's made a little...
This looks like a survivor, like...
Yeah, hut.
Yeah,
like he's made like a tent. I don't want to call it a tent, but there's like, it's he's made almost a teepee looking shape. He's got
sticks.
A floor in there.
Yeah, and there's like moss covering it.
Yeah, he's like, this is like a full structure.
Survivalist situation.
And the caption, is set up camp for tonight. This looks like it took him 4 days to build. There's no way. 'Cause I mean, like, this is sawed off wood. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not found
not
sticks.
a quick thing.
Those are sawed.
This is challenging, yeah.
Set up camp for tonight. It's not waterproof. Set up a rainwater collector in the open. I currently am charging my phone using a solar battery charger thing my son had. I'm in camouflage and scouting the area or any wildlife to kill and eat. I didn't want to bring my rifle, so I put a scope on my Desert Eagle Desert Eagle? No, that's
Desert Eagle. Yeah.
I made sure to bring my anvil and coal in case I find scrap metal and want to make any tools. I'm hoping to come across some horses or something to ride because my stuff gets heavy quick. About 30 or so miles northwest, I saw some smoke or something rising. I will be going there to check it out at sunrise tomorrow. I will update you guys if I find and scrap metal or get any animals. Davis out. But this is 272 weeks ago. So this is a week before the Edward post.
Oh, interesting. I didn't notice that. No. Yeah.
That's how numbers work.
Well, I don't know. I don't know when these screenshots were taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so then we get this post.
This is a selfie in front of a lake. I feel like I'm ChatGPT just describing pictures, bro. Ha 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 ha. All right, here's the. So his captions now start with parentheses, Davis in. After 24 hours of aimless searching, I stumbled upon a camp. A tribe has taken me in and been generous enough to give me food and shelter. They've been teaching me their language and other useful skills. To be clear, the picture is a selfie. He's in a cut-off t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty recent haircut, it looks like. Yeah. They've been teaching me their language and other useful skills. I am clueless as to where I am at the moment, but I will deal with that later since I have more than enough power. I will update you all when necessary. Davis out, in parentheses. Another selfie in front of a different body of water, wearing two button-up shirts and a backpack.
It's a polo underneath like a flannel. Which is
parentheses, Davis in. Today I woke up with a plan. I decided I was going to create a distraction and make off with one of the tribe's horses. This morning I lit one of the huts on fire and snuck away to the other side of the camp. I found a horse, grabbed my supplies, and got out of there. I've decided not to go to Canada due to getting a threatening message from my son suggesting he is in my home. If he hurts my dog, he is going to be in a world of pain. That is all. Davis out. Hashtag horseback riding. Hashtag fun. Hashtag Trump 2020. Hashtag all. Hashtag arson.
Hashtag arson freaking kills me.
In the early days of this show, we did like affiliate ads where we were like, hey, sign up for Grammarly and use code TILLN and we got like 15 cents. And now we just do Patreon. It's a much better way. It's better for us as creators. It's better for you as listeners. And it's a much more fun way for us to interact. We do monthly hangouts like on Zoom. We just hang out and play games online and get to know each other. It's a really fun time. So, but still use our code TILLN at Grammarly.com because I think it's still active. It is still active. Might get like a couple cents from that. Yeah. But join us on Patreon because we're having a great time.
Yeah. If you don't, we're going to have to start doing mobile game ads. Hashtag arson. All right, ready?
Okay, so for the audio listener, I'm just reading freaking Instagram posts. Is that what this episode is?
So far, yes.
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, so now we are looking at a picture of a broken back door, like a sliding back door, clearly smashed in or out. A lot of glass on the outside. Just the glass is shattered. Jeez. Okay, here we go. Here's the caption from Henry Davis, 1900. Managed to make it home early this morning on horseback and instantly saw that my door to enter the backyard was completely shattered. I called for my dog Douglas for almost 30 minutes to no avail. He was hiding in the attic. My dog has been stolen by piece of crap son, Edward. But he put piece, the reason I stumbled on that is that it's P hashtag ECE. So it's piece of crap son Edward, my best friend, my favorite family member, and who I would consider my son, Douglas, has been stripped from me. Never mess with a man's dog. I was heading to the liquor store earlier when I noticed one of my son's emo
goons.
walking on the sidewalk. I snuck up on him and forced him to answer a series of questions about my son's whereabouts. And he told me exactly where he is. I'm coming for you, Ed. Keep your eyes peeled. Davis out. Okay. This is what it takes to go viral. This one's so long. I can't read this. There's no way.
Harder.
This is a picture of him and who I assume is Douglas.
The dog.
But also, and I cannot overstate this enough, the beauty filter from TikTok is on the dog, but not on him. So you can see the wrinkles in his face, but the dog's face is smooth with a Snapchat filter. Okay. Hold on. You could definitely refer to last night as a success. I left my home at approximately 2 a.m., arrived and ready. What? Oh, armed and ready. Okay. To go after his son, Ed? According to the goon I investigated, my son was camped up in the back of a nearby Hot Topic. So he just rambles. This is what this is. This is how you go viral, is you just got to open and just ramble. When I arrived, the doors of the mall were kicked, so I was forced to break and enter. When I did... Locked. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes way more sense than kicked. I wandered until I noticed the Hot Topic. There was a dim light emulating from the back room. Emulating? Hey, good for you for using words. This is not a word I would have expected in this long paragraph. As I approached, I heard the familiar bark that belonged to Douglas. I picked up the speed and ran as fast as I could. When I got to the front of the door, I saw him. Douglas is sitting next to a rack of disgusting clothing wear, the back of the main store. No, closing near the back of the main store. I instinctively ran to him to free him when none other than Edward himself emerged from the back room. He was wielding what looked to be part of a pipe over his head. He brought it down over my back, causing me to fall to the ground. He leaned back to strike again, but this time I was too fast. I grabbed the Beretta what storm from my pocket, jumped up, and pistol whipped my son in the face. He collapsed unconscious. I returned to untied Douglas and came back to finish the job when a very loud screeching sound began to ring through the mall. Stop. I noticed two of Edward's goons had been watching from afar and had activated an alarm. I decided it was safest to get away as fast as possible, so I grabbed Douglas and left Edward unconscious on the floor. I was able to escape safely before the law arrived and am now making this post back home safely. Hopefully the police will apprehend Edward, as I was diligent enough to plant some hardcore drugs in his pocket. That is all. Davis out.
Diligent enough.
So this guy is like the guy from your high school that just makes stuff up, right?
Kinda, yeah. And so this story arc was happening over the...
Yeah, he's just getting on and just going about how his son is strange and emo, and that makes him mad.
And these posts were getting a couple thousand likes for each one. In the middle, he had like random posts like the one I shared at the beginning a few times. And his follow count is starting to go up. He's starting to kind of... I wouldn't say go viral, but he's getting larger.
He's getting there.
And then one day, in the middle of all of this, he keeps posting all this stuff. One day, he's just like, oh, here's
Prime energy drinks. Hashtag ad, hashtag arson.
So then out of the blue, he posts this other picture and he says, here's a photo from a few years ago when I sat on a plane next to Wiz Khalifa.
And that's Wiz. Okay.
And this does very, very well. And so then a couple days later, he's like, well, that's not the only rapper I've met. And so he posts another picture.
So this guy audio listener, think of the worst rapper that you would want to take a picture with right now.
Very much in the news.
And you're like, no. There's no way he posted that picture, did he?
No, yeah, he did. He did. And then he started posting other pictures with other rappers. I mean, it was a couple years ago, so it was before all that hit the news.
Nothing. There's nothing going on up there. He didn't post that picture, did he?
Yeah, he did. I didn't get the joke, okay?
He didn't post that picture.
He did. Okay, I get the joke. Jeez. So he starts posting all these pictures with rappers, and he is like, kind of.
To quote your favorite comedian, meow. I assume that Jeff Dunham's your favorite comedian. I know you don't have any taste.
So he realizes, oh, this did really well.
This is what people like.
Yeah, so this, like, he was getting
I just gotta go meet famous people.
This was getting like
there's
20, 30, 40, 50,000
and like this is one
likes.
of those things where it's like, I'm nervous when I go to the airport because surely he's gonna recognize me. But there's a guy who goes to LAX every day and streams live on YouTube and literally just sits in LAX. I don't know why he's allowed to do this, but he literally just streams and then waits for celebrity sightings and then just goes up and talks to them on his YouTube channel.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Similar thing that this guy must be doing, because all of a sudden after the Wiz Khalifa video, he just starts posting pictures of him with various different celebrities, people from different movies.
Okay.
There's a picture of him kissing Ninja on the cheek.
Okay.
And just
why is he
rappers
in these circles?
And I don't know where he's meeting these guys, but a lot of these, like,
and why does he go back? And I mean, I know that go like 2 more back, not before kissing Ninja.
Before kissing Ninja?
Yeah. Go back to these. He's in a suit and tie, like he looks like normal in these. In the other pictures, he looks like a kind of guy that's like some of these posts aren't believable, but like you could believe that that's happening in his head. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah.
That he looked like in his previous posts, all those stuff that we were reading seemed like that could be happening in his mind.
Yeah.
But these posts, he's wearing like a suit and tie, looks like a normal person. So he's clearly doing a bit.
Yeah. Well,
I think.
Like for like now?
No,
or like
those
thing?
long posts
the
about like, I found a tribe and they're teaching me different stuff. Like,
yeah, that's
he's clearly
insane.
Doing a bit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, around this time, I mean, to explain the suit and tie, around this time, he makes a post where he's running doesn't for like dox himself or anything like that, but he does say that he is on the city council where he lives. And
that's what I'm saying. Like he's like a guy. He's like a normal guy.
He's a normal guy. Yeah, he's a normal guy who happens to meet a lot of celebrities. And so when he realizes
also,
that
like
people,
has an Instagram account where he just makes up some lore about, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like it's like,
well, he shifted whenever he realized, people just like my celebrity photos. I've seen a lot of celebrities.
I was actually talking to Shama about this, is that the interactions we'll have at shows is, I mean, people don't care. Like, because it sucks to do a comedy club, and I'll do like a one-nighter at a comedy club, and the person who's doing the following 2 nights is just someone who has a podcast that really blew up, and they're not good at stand-up, but they've sold out this tour because when me and Shama were talking about, the people who go into these, like they're selling out this whole tour. Yeah. They're making so much money. They're so bad at stand-up.
Yeah.
But they'll do this whole tour, and because people just want a picture.
Yep. They just want to be able to say
Shama said something pretty succinct on this, where he said, the picture with that person they follow will be their most liked picture.
Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting.
For sure. And that's exactly what this
is
guy's
a proxy celebrity.
Yeah, because because
he's always just putting himself
serially does this.
Yes.
He goes around and meets celebrities and posts pictures with these celebrities. And so this account blows up when he starts doing this because he's kind of piggybacking off of the size of all these other celebrities.
Right, obviously.
And he realizes that, if I do dead celebrities, then it gets even bigger because
you can't I can't recreate that.
Well, people are like almost liking it as a chance to say like, oh yeah, rest in peace. Like they're engaging. So he starts going like, I met a lot of dead celebrities too, and posting pictures of him with dead celebrities. Okay. Some of which I would show, but on our podcast we can't show these pictures because they're
like
not
middle fingers and
stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of dead rapper photos.
Yeah, like when he's flipping out the camera and all that kind of stuff, it was just pretty sad that's who Betty White was.
And then, so he blows up, and sometime in the mid 2020s, he hits like 600,000 followers on Instagram, and he starts selling shirts. And so he starts selling this merch. It says, "In Davis we trust." And that's him with an AK-47.
And it's not him. It's a very jacked drawing of someone that he probably thinks looks like him.
Yeah. Well, it was probably an artist he hired to be like, hey, make me look like I'm on SEAL Team 6. Yeah. Actually, make me look like, remember Rescue Heroes?
Yeah.
He's like, make me look like one of these toys.
It's literally a white t-shirt with like a pencil drawing of like him.
Hey, can you actually make shirts with us?
Yeah.
One for each of us.
Sure.
Unrealistically
Tim we trust.
exhausted.
Jaron we trust.
Yeah, unrealistically jacked. AK-47.
Well, yours would be unrealistic.
Okay, we get it. And then he's sort of selling this one, which that's his son.
I don't know if you guys have seen lately, but I've been Tim's been getting fat, but I'm not. Yeah. Actually, Tim, we reposted some old episodes to give you a break.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw how fat you used to be.
I used to be.
Both of us used to be chunkers.
Yeah. Lost a lot of weight over the last 2 years. Gained it all back over the last 2 months. So then he started selling this other shirt of a sniper scope on his son. His son's head.
Feels... See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's obviously like a bit.
Yeah. And well, he had another bit about how he thinks you should be allowed to have pipe bombs.
Legalize pipe bomb carrying. Yeah, wear that to TSA.
Here's a shirt of him wearing that.
I have a pipe bomb. What's funny is that there's police behind him, and he's in a cinder block building. Is he arrested for this?
I don't know. There was a storyline where he robbed the Shields and took a gun from Shields. So like that was a storyline somewhere in there. So here's the thing. He starts having all these random storylines of crazy things from his life, meeting these celebrities, doing these crazy things, trying to kill his son. And then he actually does get very public online beef with this guy.
Oh, my eyes just lit up because you guys are about to find out what side of the internet me and Tim are on. Martin is my favorite creator on the internet because here's the thing. I've never followed an account that Martin has ever posted from, but Martin appears.
It just happens to make it.
Because whatever new account he starts, the internet's like, Jaron wants this. Martin's the guy who will open the video and he'll be like, hey, I just bought this new product. It's this... did you know that you can just drink helium? That's pretty crazy. Today's topic is how they killed people. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's insane. It's so insane.
He says the most out-of-pocket stuff.
Yeah, unbelievably out-of-pocket stuff. But yeah.
But Martin's not doing bits, right? Isn't Martin like crazy?
I think Martin is crazy. I don't think
Martin
crazy.
is doing a joke.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure Martin's like got like some issues.
I think you're right. So him and Martin got beef. Henry and Martin.
Oh, sorry. For audio listeners, the picture, if you don't know what Martin we're talking about, Scorsese.
Martin Short. If Martin Short was making those videos.
Fabulous. Amazing.
Okay, so around this time too, he's blowing up. He's got this public beef. He's got all these posts that are going viral.
What's the public beef? He's just like, I don't like you.
I don't know what the public beef is. I just know they had public beef. He puts out a rap album about pipe bombs. This is the description from SoundCloud.
My debut single is Message to Edward Davis, in which he disses his own son, and for good reason. He has shown a great obsession with shoebill storks, in which he calls them the best animal to ever exist. This is just from his Wikipedia.
This is the description of his account on SoundCloud. So
he has high hopes for his album Pipe Bomb Dreams, set to release in 2022.
That's from his SoundCloud. So he became a SoundCloud
rapper.
rapper.
Here's what I'm saying, dude. He has shown a great obsession with shoebill storks, in which he calls them the best animal ever to exist. How does, like, I'm a creative person. What do you have to tap into in your stream of consciousness to just go?
Shoebill storks are cool.
He has shown a great passion for shoebill storks. Like, what are you finding?
Where does that come from? Yeah. I mean, have you seen?
What's that alien guy who talks to aliens? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Bashar or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the same level of tapping into something.
Yeah.
That's just, he literally takes that selfie. It's so low level content for him because he takes a selfie and then he just opens and he just goes, I was abducted by a tribe. I stole one of their horses. I created a and like, how do you just let that?
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode. If you like it, there is some great news for you. We have a mailing list. In that mailing list, we give updates on past episodes. So things in the news, things that happen for episodes. We've got over 200 episodes we've done, and every week things are changing. New updates are coming out, and we're keeping you up to date on what's happening in the happenings of TILLN Topics. So if you want to keep learning stuff, even beyond the content of the episodes, that's a great place to do it. Also, we give updates on things that's happening in the TILLN verse. I like that. I've never said TILLN verse before, but I'm sticking with it. If you want to know what's happening in the TILLN verse, that's the best place to do it. You can go to TILLN.com. There's a link in the description, or you can text TILLN to 66866. There's a lot of ways to sign up for the mailing list to make sure you keep up to date with everything that we've talked about and everything that's going on in the TILLN verse. But anyways, now back to this episode. Let that fly.
Go, They're pretty crazy looking.
They are nuts though, right?
Hey, can you see a picture of those next to a person? How big are they?
Oh, they're huge.
Yeah, how big is a shoebill stork?
This is from like a YouTube thumbnail, but it's the quickest one I could find on social.
Well, it's gonna make it look big.
Well, it's big. That's how big they are.
How tall are they? I think that picture just blinked, dude. Crazy.
Yeah. Here we go. This one's a good one.
Yeah. I don't like that, dude. Yeah. I don't like that this guy's making eye contact with him like this.
Yeah, it's a little too, this is like an engagement photo.
Yeah, they're big.
They're crazy. Dude. They are crazy looking. They look like someone in a costume, honestly.
Okay.
Except for the legs are super thin. Anyways, so he likes those a lot.
Okay.
He also...
How is this an episode?
Hold on. He also launches a Discord. And so he gets a really big Discord where everyone's big fans of Henry Davis. And they're all involved in this Discord. Kind of like ours, but it was free. And so this gets really big. And then that YouTuber that I talked about, August, is watching all this happen. And he says, this is very weird. Because why is this guy... One, how does he meet so many celebrities?
Yeah.
Two, you're telling me, we find out somewhere along the line, he's 52 years old. And he's like, you're telling me a 52-year-old guy is this active on Instagram, has a Discord, is a SoundCloud rapper, knows who Wiz Khalifa is, and Triple X Tentacion, like all these like rappers that are pretty young world rappers, and Ninja. This is, something about this is kind of fishy to me.
Okay.
And so he starts digging into it, and it becomes kind of like an obsession for him. He goes back over everything. And he begins to realize that if you look at a lot of these pictures, they look like a similar guy, but it doesn't look like it's probably the same guy.
Yeah.
And it's like if you say that these happen over the course of many years, you could probably say, oh yeah, maybe he's aging, or maybe like he was losing weight, gaining weight.
More Russian in this one, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. But especially this one, it's like, I don't know if that's the same guy at all. And
okay.
So he starts doing some digging to try to figure out, okay, where does this guy actually live? Like a lot of what he's talking about isn't like something you could like verify who he is.
Right.
But he finds a photo, and in the photo, he's with one of his other sons. And his son is wearing a baseball shirt. And he can't see the whole thing, but he can see that it says soda on the end of it. Like Sarasota.
Okay.
And so he's like, I think that he lives in Sarasota. He says he is on city council. And that's public information. So I can see if there is a Henry Davis on city council there. There's not. Maybe there's other Sarasotas or other sodas. It's towns that end in soda. But the cracks are starting to form for him. And so he continues digging. And long story short, as he works down the rabbit hole, he begins to track down a lot of these photos of him with these celebrities are shockingly similar to photos of random other people with celebrities.
Right.
And he realizes, like that one on the far right with Wiz Khalifa, that's a different person. That's a different face that was put on to this famous person. And so he starts to ask the question, is Henry Davis content farming, like farming, and going and just putting his face on other people's faces to get a bunch of these photos of him with other celebrities?
Okay.
Maybe to sell product, maybe to become a SoundCloud rapper. What is his end goal here? What's the action? And so he ends up tracking down, to make a very long investigation short, he ends up tracking down a guy by the name of Mark Marlowe. And here's a photo of Mark with his not emo son.
Okay.
And
so this is the original picture.
Yeah.
not as blurry as earlier.
Yeah.
And his not emo son.
Yeah.
So this is, but everything else about this is the same, but it was, the original picture was just blurry and then they put the emo hair on the son.
Emo hair on him, yeah. But other than that, it's like the
So this is
exact
Mark
same
Marlowe.
photo. Yeah, Mark Marlowe.
And this is the person whose face is being used.
Yeah, and this guy has a private Facebook account and a private Instagram. And so August, the creator,
he's like, I got to go to Maine.
I got to meet this guy. Ends up managing to get connected to him and finds this guy and reaches out to him over text. And they have a long conversation and eventually get to the point where he realizes that Mark Marlowe is aware of Henry Davis and knows that Henry Davis is pretending to be him online. And because he's using his face, using his photos for a lot of these pictures and these posts. So August, this YouTube creator, reaches out to Mark Marlowe. And Mark Marlowe's like, yes, I'm aware of Henry Davis. Henry Davis is taking my pictures and he's pretending to be me on the internet. And he's amassed 700,000 followers for it. And he says, I have 34 followers. And he's like, it's very different situation going on here. He's clearly trying to profit off of my image and likeness. And then...
But why? I was going to say, this image didn't look real. Like, when you look at this side of his face, at the sharp
yeah, there's
Photoshop,
an interesting edge on there. It's strange that the room is such a freaking mess.
Yeah.
It feels like AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And so then he reaches out to August. August texts him, and August gets this text from Mark.
Okay, here's the text from Mark. I was never contacted about using my likeness for profit. This whole situation has involved FBI, ATF, and someone else requiring me to come to a police station. This would be due to my likeness supporting pipe bombs. I obviously have no interest in even joking about anything that would bring public harm. My emo son. So he talks like freaking Henry Davis.
Yeah.
So who is Henry Davis then?
So that's what's interesting is August, the YouTuber, reaches out to Henry Davis and the Discord starts reaching out to the mods in the Discord to be like, hey, are you guys aware that he's pretending to be someone he's not? And he gets kicked out of the Discord and he reaches out to Henry Davis and Henry Davis threatens to sue him if he doesn't back off. And so he gets blocked on Instagram, and so he can't see anything anymore. And this the actual Mark guy, he tells him, hey, I don't know who is doing this, but what I can tell you is when I post a photo, almost immediately, that photo is retouched and posted on Henry Davis's account. And he says, my accounts are private. I have 34 followers.
So one of these 34 people.
Somebody I know is pretending to be me online and they've amassed 700,000 followers and they're selling stuff as me. They're selling these shirts.
So couldn't August then just be like, let me follow you and so I can see your followers?
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen with this because August posted this a week ago. And after he posted it, at the end of it, he said the government's not going to, like the law enforcement's not going to do anything about this because there's not like it's just kind of a parody account and they're like not going to put their resources towards it. But he says, but I think whatever this creator is doing is wrong. And so he says, he says you should go report him. And almost immediately after that video went out, this video got a lot of views, like 200,000 views. A bunch of people went and reported him, and that account's been taken off of Instagram. So Henry Davis's account has been locked, at least right now.
Okay.
And so I am curious to see what happens next because August does reference that there's a part 2 coming and that he has looped in another YouTuber named Cheppel. And
it makes the whole thing a clown show, doesn't it? It makes the whole thing a dumb thing, you know.
It makes the whole thing a dumb
August
thing.
and Cheppel are on the case.
We got August and
don't
Cheppel
worry,
on the
August and Cheppel are going to figure it out.
What is interesting?
I asked, again, guys, this is another day, where I sat down and I said, hey, man, I flew here today. I'm pretty tired. You going to waste my time? And Tim went, yeah.
I did say that. I did say
He said, we're going to bring up August and Cheppel.
August and Cheppel. Yeah, here's another picture of him with his son. That son looks like he's in a different
But this
room.
is the fake one.
Yeah. You can look at the lighting and they look like they're in 2 different rooms.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting because you can tell over time, whoever this was like, I'm going to make an Instagram and see if I can grow an Instagram account. They started to learn the algorithm. It started to grow and they began pivoting because it began very political, like political rage bait. And it did okay. And then it became this crazy storyline with him and his son, and that did pretty good, but it kind of had a ceiling. And then it became this weird celebrity, like I'm meeting all these celebrity things, and it got huge. And then it started selling all these products, and it became kind of this like, I don't even know, like the following. It seems like the following was well aware that this was a joke.
Yeah.
And that there was nothing real here, and they were buying all this merch and all this stuff to be a part of the joke. Meanwhile, there's a guy somewhere whose face is now attached to this crazy storyline. And so it's just an interesting thing that's happened. It's an interesting phenomena of the world we're in right now where someone could become famous for something they weren't involved in at all.
Well, and I mean, with AI now, I mean...
That is another interesting thing.
Generative images, you can literally just you can post your picture to chat and then go... put a picture of me with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Earlier this year, he jumped 100,000 followers because he started posting Reels. And so they were obviously all generative AI because he didn't have Reels of Henry or of Mark.
Yeah.
And so...
You can call him Henry.
Thanks.
That's his character.
Thanks. So we don't know if he actually killed his son or not. Sorry, unalived his son or not. But keep an eye out. I guess we're going to see the end of this story at some point. There's more to the story.
Yeah, by the time this episode comes out, part 2 of August's and Chupple's investigation is out.
So yeah, you can
and then
if you
want to look up Gloop's footage on what he just uncovered, you're not going to believe what Snick Snack just figured out. Okay, because Wumblegum,
oh my gosh,
just uncovered probably the biggest scandal of the current presidency. So what does anything matter? Like what's Chupple? Why are you wasting all of our time with this
interesting
and
story.
making me read made up stories? I
story.
honestly thought at the beginning of this, I was like, he's going to turn out that this is like real. I was like, that would be crazy. And then it was like, yeah, none of it's
this guy
real.
really did all this.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Oh, wow. We didn't figure that out.
Oh,
earlier.
the twist is that the stuff that didn't seem real wasn't
Is
real.
Douglas real?
No, yeah, Douglas isn't real. There is no Douglas. That was just a photo of some random person with a dog that he put his head over. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Now we've reached the end. The part of the video where you go, wait, is that
Wait, is that all?
that was the video?
Hey, that's it? Are we done here?
Or part of the audio that you go, was that the video?
No.
Because you listened.
Because you listened.
Instead of watched.
Well, yeah, you should have watched.
You dumb.
You dumb.
Oh.
You are a D.
Hey, so next, thanks for joining us on Things I Learned Last Night. And next week's episode is available right now. If you want to,
you're just shooting the outro right now.
Yeah.
We normally,
whatever.
We normally wait for the fiddle off to end.
Oh, fiddle it off, I guess. And then cut the fiddle off so I can say, hey, a similar episode to this is that's an equally big waste of time. Is Ida Wood, I guess. I don't know. She was hiding in the
I don't know. She was hiding.
And
in the woods. She was not hiding in the woods.
Oh, wait. Another episode that's kind of like this would be Glitter. Just an unexplained, no real
and actually,
answer.
ironically, Chupple has a video about glitter, so
We'll link it.
Genuinely, Chupple has
Chuckle and Womp Womp.
Chupple and Womp Womp. They're great creators.
So
it's worth supporting them.
If you want to join our Discord, you can support us on Patreon.
Yeah, we're not going to let you in there for free, but we're going to kick you out if you doubt us.
Wow, what a good time, huh? All right, thanks for listening to our show, though, for real. Share it with somebody. Tell somebody about it. Tell them about the other episodes, though. They're
Don't tell them about this one. Whatever you do, don't tell them about this one.
We'll follow up when we know more about this.